the new Burning Legion single. Injustice is streaming everywhere on all platforms now. Off their debut album, En Sabah Nur.
Also bear with me. This is a new platform too.
So you're the first. Man.
You're popping my cherry on this one.
I like it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I got Stone, who is the singer and guitar player for Contortion. This band reached out to me. I want to say again, thank you for your time, brother. For I know you're at work. We're kind of moving some things around, but we got some time to talk and chit chat. I checked out you guys from one of your guys' family from promoter, Arianna. I'm assuming, is she your guys' promoter?
She's a very hardcore dedicated fan that has offered to assist in any way possible. And
nice.
So I gave her a couple of options. I'm like, if you can get us reviews or interviews or podcasts, like I'm down for all those things. And she's like, I know some people. So here we are.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm excited because, I mean, you guys have reached out to me. This is great. And again, we got a new platform. We're still hitting it hard with season 3, but I'm looking at you guys and we're starting something new with just bringing something fresh, right? So, I mean, tell me about the band, man. Tell me about what how did everything come about? How did everything kind of how'd you guys get started? Talk to me. Let's start kind of from the beginning.
Well, this band's kind of been through a lot, to be perfectly honest, man. I mean, we started probably around 2013 and came out really, really strong with our first EP and then eventually our first album. In 2015, we were swinging for the fences. We got the opportunity to play on Mayhem and Knotfest that year in Southern California. And we were on the upswing. We had a management team. We just got signed to an underground label, and then two of the key founding members left, and that really saw us floundering for solid members for a number of years, and really to regain our footing and get back in the game properly in a very real way. And sometimes it worked out well, sometimes it didn't work out so well, and so. By 2020, I was kind of left standing holding the bag by myself and just went into our pre-production studio with our guitar player Andy, who was always kind of in and out of the band because of his personal lifestyle. And I was like, you know what? I'm done trying to wait for people. I'm just going to write this new record. I just have to. Like it's in me. 2020 for me, like most people, was very tragic. But me, I'd like to think that I suffered more than most people. And so I had a lot of angst, I had a lot of energy, and I had a lot of grief to get out musically, and essentially ended up writing the rest of this record that we had started writing back in 2015 within, a few months, and then brought together this team that is Contortion now, a very amazing team of phenomenal musicians who are dyed-in-the-wool, just talented artists.
Okay. Wow. And then, yeah, I mean, those anything from 2019 up until now has been kind of hard for a lot of bands, right? It's been kind of just tough with, moving things around, looking for labels, looking for publishing, looking for, all this other stuff, especially post-pandemic stuff, right? But I mean, with you guys, I think it kind of shows out in the last album, because you guys just released an album, The Common Thread, right? 2024. I've been listening to it, man. I've been grooving to it. And dude, my favorite song on there is Idiot Box. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It hits you. So I mean, it's a very heavy sound, very, very, very kind of, it's got some I mean, it's safe to say maybe just kind of just perspective, but just like the 7-string guitars tuned down a little bit, or no, you guys using 6 strings?
We bounce back and forth. So actually Idiot Box is on a 6-string tuned down to C sharp, and then some of the other ones like Gutter Snipe and Among the Stars and the opening song For One of a Nail, those are all in drop A.
Oh wow. Okay, there it is.
Yeah, so
heavy. Yeah.
it is a lot of interesting back and forth on the tunings and whatnot, but a lot of it had to do with the timing of when some of these songs were written. We had been transferring over into drop A songs, and some bits and pieces of songs that I had written a long time ago ended up coming back around for this record, and so those are already written in a standard tuning. So it was a process, man. But we embraced the idea of changing the root note and the structure of some of these things, because there are things you can play and drop that you can't play in standard, and vice versa. So it works out well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, tell me about this album. I mean, it's heavy. Let's just start off that way. It's heavy, and it's a lot of people are looking for some new type of heavy. I think this is it right here. This is something very unique. I think you guys got a really good sound. The production is top notch. I'm a production guy, so I love how you guys sound. You guys are sounding clear. The mix is great. But I mean, talk to me. Talk to me about this album, the process of it, putting it together. Talk to me about that.
It was an arduous process, I'm going to be honest, and I kind of made it that way for us, for myself, so we call the album a concept album, and it's something of a, I don't know, ephemeral idea, but it tells like three stories in one. There is something of a very loose story to the record. And we had tried to actually converse with artists to maybe do like a comic book to go with the album, to show like this is what the story's talking about, because it's not like a King Diamond record, right, where it's like, oh, grandma comes home, and you know what I mean. It's nothing like that. It's a little bit more
King Diamond vibes here.
Yeah, I love King Diamond, by the way. But this is a little bit more abstract, and the story is also of our world writ large, and then of course also my life and what I was kind of going through a lot of 2019, 2020, 2021. And we had set out to create a record that becomes something of a genre bending kind of style. So you say that Idiot Box is like your favorite song. That's a very groove-tastic, actually one of the oldest songs on the record. It's Lamb of God-ish type of feel, but not to where you hear it and you go, that's a Lamb of God riff. It just has that gallopy, driving attention to it. Whereas other songs have more of a technical approach and weird timings, and other ones are sitting back in the cut, just simple, straightforward gent style. We approached, there's a couple of metalcore songs on there. We tried to blend in a little something of everything, but have this something of a unified sound, which became difficult when we were recording in different studios with different producers and different engineers, because we felt, okay, this person is going to do this song or this set of songs justice, because we know what they sound like, we know what they work with, and we know what they do. And so in the end, we ended up giving everything to Josh Gilbert, who's worked with like Bad Wolves and Light the Torch. And we were like, okay, we need you to make this sound like it's one album. And he was like, you're lucky you're cool, because God damn it, this is going to be a lot of work. But he did a phenomenal job. He himself actually worked on a couple of the songs front to back with us. And so it was like, okay, we need everything else to sound like what you did with us. And he's like, that's going to be hard, because obviously there's different amps and different, approaches to the recording, different microphones, different, all these things. But I think you did a fantastic job. And I think, as a band, as a unit, I think we all really came together to create something unique. For me, the albums I love the most in metal especially are albums that are diverse, that are interesting. If you think of thrash, like Rust in Peace from Megadeth, like there's never a dull moment. You don't really know what's coming next. Almost any Pantera album is like, every song has its own appeal, its own stamp, its own style. And that's how we try to approach writing albums, is like, every song needs kind of its own influence. I don't want it to wash out as it sounds like one long song.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Want to jump in really quick to tell about one of my favorite brands and my brothers over at Heavy Defender merch. Heavy Defender merch products are a must-have for any heavy metal fan. Their banners, pins, and apparel is made from high-quality materials that feature bold, eye-catching designs that are truly to capture the essence of the metal lifestyle. The shirts are comfortable and durable as hell, man. The hoodies are perfect for when you're leaving the whiskey and it's fucking 2 o'clock in the morning, it's cold as shit. Heavy Defenders offers a great selection of products for any metalhead looking to represent their passion in freaking style. With unique designs and quality material, hey, check out HDM.
Yeah, and I can say that about the album, right? You guys' album, like it doesn't go stale. In other words, it goes in a direction. It's gonna hit you. It's heavy, But again, yeah, you guys sound um yeah, completely just different. Every song, from the intro all the way to the end, it's completely different. I think you guys are part of that new generation that's kind of coming up, and I want to hear your opinion on that. Is I feel like there's no more labels. Like we're getting away from the label stuff now, right? We're just like, hey, let's just be heavy, because
That's
I think
true.
you guys, we could say this, we could say that, we could say thrash, we could say death, we could say new metal, we could say all that stuff. But I mean, how do you feel like, as especially you guys that are on the front lines, seeing that, hey, you know what, we don't have to be put in a box. How do you feel
Right.
about
And I feel very strongly about taking that approach. There are still a lot of bands out there that, you know, find their niche, find their style. Who was I listening to the other day? It was Between the Buried and Me.
that?
There's a great example of a phenomenal band, but like they have their style
Yeah.
that is so unique unto them, and they break stride here and there, but there are very key moments that it's like that's a Between the Buried and Me trick.
Mhm.
um
Mhm.
but even then, like what are they, death metal, are they prog metal, are they, there are a lot of different things. Then even what is it, Within the Ruins, one of my favorite bands. I wish I was as good as those guys. um that's another band that's like, what's going on? You have the super low drop heavy, just dun, 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 and then insanely technical shit going on, and you're just, there's no, you don't, what do you call that, what do you
Yeah.
name that? And
Mhm.
that's I've seen this arc continue for the past decade or more, and I feel like being able to take, as a band from where we come from, take a little bit of what we love from everybody, because that's what every band that does what they do, it's very hard to carve out your own niche.
Mhm.
Any interview you hear from the guys of Gojira to even Ackerfeld from Opeth, they
Mhm.
all say the same thing, like, oh, I was heavily influenced by this. Ackerfeld himself says like one of the greatest riffs he wrote from the Damnation album, or I'm sorry, the Deliverance album, he's like, I directly ripped off Meshuggah. Like we all hear these
Yeah.
riffs and
Yeah.
things and styles, and we do what we can to implement it in what we want to do, without being like, I genuinely stole this because it
Yeah.
sounds like that song or what have you.
Correct. Like I was saying, no, that you guys are on the front lines of just like, okay, this new kind of generation of just like, hey, don't put us in the thrash box, don't put us in the death metal box. We're like, hey, we're all welcome to the barbecue, and that's why
Yes.
I really gravitate to you guys. I really like you guys, especially the dude. I mean, this album's killer, man. It's really freaking good. It's top contender for top 24 or 2024 for me, man. I really like it.
I
You know,
appreciate that.
Yeah, man, it's going strong. But kind of just to wrap things up, and again, I know we kind of had a situation, but but
Right.
I want to ask you, what inspires you, man? What to come and do this with your band? Your band is I want to say very unique. I want to say your band is again very on the heavy side, one of the heavy hitters. But what inspires you to do it, brother?
I don't I don't know that I necessarily draw from inspiration to do a thing. Um, there was there's this piece by Bukowski, Charles Bukowski, the poet.
Yeah, yeah.
So he had this piece that essentially says that it's like if it's in you, there's nothing else to do. You just do it because it is who you are. I don't play music because I want infamy or girls or free drinks. I don't write music, I have a goal. I have an objective in some regard. I would like to inspire other people. I would like to influence people to open their eyes to certain things and understand the world around them in a better way. But for me as an artist, I just do it because that's what I was born to do.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Very, very poetic. Yeah,
In
yeah,
some
yeah.
regards.
Yeah, no, it is, and I think it's a beautiful thing. You're like, dude, this is just me, and I think you can kind of tell. And then, kind of like a final question, you could kind of feel that from other bands. You're like, hey, they're doing it just to groove. They're doing it just because, like, hey, this is the flavor rate. What's going on? Or hey, the ones that really kind of put it out there, and like you're taking your music very seriously. You're taking your band very seriously. Where it's like, hey, no, this is who I am. This is my identity. And I think that's why I'm glad that I was able to connect with you and connect with your band and kind of just see what we got, what's going to be coming in the woodwork. But what is coming in the woodwork? Anything new, any merch, anything like that? Talk to us.
We're working on a couple new merch designs. We are getting the pre-sales coming in for the vinyl
Nice.
cut
Okay.
of this album. So yeah, everybody can go to contortionofficial.com. You click on the shop, and right there, of course, all our stuff is on Instagram and Facebook, and you can follow us on all those things. But we do have a US run coming up in the end of May that we're going to be announcing soon. And we are also in the throes of booking a European tour as well for the fall.
Nice. All right. Yeah, we'll get ready for the cold, brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Get that beard going for you, man.
Trying.
Try it. You got plenty of time. Man. So, Stone, brother, where can they find you, man? I know you said Instagram, but where else can my viewers find you? Where else can they follow you?
Yeah, contortionofficial.com is our main website. Contortion Official on Instagram, Contortion the Band on Facebook. I think we recently just started our TikTok, which is probably also Contortion Official. So yeah, those are kind of the primary places. We have, I think, an X account, but nobody uses it because we're a metal band. Nobody cares we're not going to argue with people online. I don't care about that. We just want to play music.
Do it.
Yeah, exactly.
As you could tell at the bottom, I have no X or Twitter links down there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So awesome, man. Well, Stone, again, brother, thank you so much for your time, man. I wish you and the guys in the camp over there the best of luck, man. Hopefully, we could get you back on a round 2, right? Maybe when you guys get back from your tour, we kind of tell.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And just going on from there, man. I'm gonna forward you my information, and we'll keep it from there, brother.
Sounds good, my brother. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah.